guys, welcome back to our Quilt Tube Tea Rose Quilting. I'm Taylor.
Jennifer.
And we're so excited for you guys to watch our progress today.
Yes, my needle has been on fire these last 6 weeks and I have 4 finishes to start with. The first one, Taylor's just going to show you a really bad picture of the quilt that I got from my class I took. It is Berry Blossoms by Kim Diehl. I was actually able to finish this quilt just like I told you I wanted to last time we got together, and I immediately got it to Don and Marva, my long armors. Usually I try to get the quilts like to show you first and then get them to Don and Marva, but they are 2 to 3 months out right now, so I had to get it to them as soon as possible. I have my binding made and ready, so hopefully by our next quilt tube I'll be able to talk about that quilt some more. My next finish is this small itty bitty little one called Henpecked. It is also by Kim Diehl. The finished quilt size on this is 10.5 by 11.5, and each one of those finished blocks end up being 1 inch by 1 inch. This is out of her Simple Whatnuts Club collection too. And I love how she starts out by saying, don't be intimidated by the small scale patchwork featured in this project. And I have to be honest, it wasn't too bad. Here is my backing fabric, and I cannot wait to see what Don and Marva do with this itty bitty little quilt. Since I just finished this quilt, Henpecked, I thought someone else might enjoy. So that's going to be our giveaway today, is the book Simple Whatnot #2 from Kim Diehl, so that someone else can hopefully enjoy making Henpecked or another one of her cute little quilt projects next year. My next finish is huge. We are going to do our best to try to show it to you, but it is called Dragons. I used all the fabric that came in this kit. Thank you, Grandma Barbara, for sharing some. I did not have the blue version. I had the red version. And this is by Jason Yenter. The quilt size is 76.5 by 92.5. So if that tells you, we're going to do our best here. All right. So here are the top panels of the dragons. Taylor, just drop it down just a hair. There we go. There. Okay. Our center panel. I mean, this quilt did not seem so big until I started piecing it together. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this quilt is huge. All right. Here's our dragons. When this is fully quilted and back from Don and Marva, I'm going to do better close-ups of it since I just have the top right now. All right, and Taylor, if you'll just show the panel here. Taylor does a great job as my helper. This is going to be my binding for it, and then my backing fabric. I have never given Don and Marva such a big quilt before, so I'm pretty excited to see what they have to say when I bring this big quilt home. On our last quilt tube, I showed you my finished yo-yo quilt I made for my mother for Christmas, and I had really had a goal to finish this Hope and Futures quilt. I wanted to have the top done by Christmas, and then I'm hoping to have it completely quilted and bound by Mother's Day. So I was able to get it done, and Taylor and I are going to show it to you now, the top. I will, of course, have to get this to Don and Marva. They're ways out, as I said before. So here's some of the pieced parts. And then we have the panel in the middle. She really loved this scripture and wanted it. And you can see some of the beautiful fabrics used. And I still have to press it and everything, but I've just had it folded up ever since I finished it. So I am excited to report some progress on this when I actually have it totally done and ready for Grandma. So for the backing, I plan on using this fabric right here. And then I have a bunch of these strips left over, and I'm going to do a scrappy binding. That's the plan. We live in Idaho and everything has died off. We've had a couple freezes now, and I think that's why I've been able to be so productive, is the hours I would spend every week in the garden are freed up. So I even have some whips to show you a few things I worked on. I told you after I finished the Henpecked, I wanted to start this Scarlet Stars by Kim Diehl, which I did. Here they are cut up, and I've even started piecing a few of them. This is going to be a finished quilt size of 16.5 by 16.5, and this comes from her Simple Whatnots Club Collection 3. So we'll see how it looks in 6 weeks if this one is done. Her small ones are kind of addictive. Once you get going, it's hard to stop. Taylor, you didn't knock anything over.
Yeah.
My next whip that I made huge progress on is my Hexagon Little Red Riding Hood English paper piecing project. I was able to finish piecing all of my hexagons to make my top and my bottom. Now I still have these parts right here, these big gaps, but bad news, this is all the fabric I have left, which is not enough for both sides to fill this in. So now I have to decide how I'm going to do, what I'm going to do to finish these, fill in these holes, because I do have a bunch of this fabric, but I don't know what I'm going to do. So I have to get creative and start looking at ideas. But that was a huge one to get all of these hand stitched. So I'm so happy. Top and bottom done. Did you sew on the bottom?
No.
Whew, this one's another big one. All right. Yep, here we go. So yes, I got to finish my edges, but top and bottom are all done. Whew. After all that hand stitching, I was tired. So I went back to my sewing machine again, and I was able to finish this Primitive Gatherings Back in Time. This is by Lisa Bonjean of Primitive Gatherings. The finished size is 16 by 18. And here's the pattern. I had told you I really wanted to start this one. And so this is kind of like a half finish because I was able to piece the top, but now I have to add all the wool applique on there, which again is back to handwork. And I'm really motivated to finish my hexagon quilt since I've had that one for years. So this is going to kind of be on the back burner. This is the binding that I'm going to use when I get to that, but I'm hoping, you know, as the winter goes, I will find some time to finish this. I do have a couple hand stitch projects I'm working on, which is a problem because I don't know if I want to stitch every day in hand or if I want to go to the machine. But I really made some good progress on Tis the Season, my stamped cross stitch quilt. I had wanted to finish one block every month and work on the border. I was able to work on the border like I wanted, and I started in the center with Santa, but I was so annoyed with myself because I was just cruising along until I realized I was using the wrong brown for the chimney. It was supposed to be this gold color. So then I transitioned to the gold color to finish off, but now I have to sit here and pick all this out and change it to the right color. And then I found when I did his white coat here, I actually stitched all my crosses the wrong way and they didn't match everything else. So then I had to tear this out and redo it. So that kind of got put in the timeout for a while. I was so annoyed. But I was able to do all the red part on my bows around my border. And so I'll get back to them and work on my next block. But sometimes I just get so mad at myself when I'm like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? I was just meandering off somewhere. With all this handwork, I actually wanted to show you something I use. They're called Hare receivers. And I love to use them because they were actually used in the Victorian era up to about the 1950s to collect all your hair from your hairbrush to keep like your counter tidy. And it's perfect for using with all your strings and cut ends and everything to shove inside of there. These ones are the two that I like to use. They have imperfections in them, so I just think they're perfect. It doesn't bother me. Okay, it's the early kind of plastic, and it was meant to mimic ivory. It's kind of a cool feel to it. This is my favorite one. I keep this right by my stitching chair, and I use this all the time. Just every time, you know, my little strings go right in there. It's perfect to use as a small trash can. And we always try to show you something kind of old or vintage. And I looked, these are considered vintage antique because these were used all the way into the 1930s. So kind of neat. My last whip I'm going to show you is this Sky and Sea by Laundry Basket Quilts. This is my last one because this one is in time out right now. I'm a little annoyed with it. Taylor is going to show you the fabrics. that I'm using. So I ran into a problem because the pattern does not show you how to do the red star tips in it. It's only for the blue. So when I messaged them about my fabric, they have an amazing team that will get right back to you. They used a highlighter and emailed me back the instructions on how to do it, and then said, study the image and use it to figure out your placement because the pattern doesn't actually show the red and blue version. And I was like, no. This was just supposed to be a fun, simple, pieced project. I wanted to tell me, make 30 of the blue, make 30 of the red, piece this together. So if I had to study the image, I was like, that's gonna have to be another day. So this one's kind of on timeout, and when I'm actually ready to put some brain power to work, I will figure this one out and get back to it. But I was looking for something quick and easy, and that was not what this was. But I'm gonna show you the backing fabric. Isn't that beautiful? And I love how they label everything. I've bought a lot of their kits. I love their stuff. And then this will be the binding for it. I did want to show you one project that had been on timeout, and now it's ready for me to continue working on. So this is my Redwork Cats Victory Girls. It's out of the book Victory Girls, Patriotic Quilts and Rugs of World War II. Here is the book that I got it out of. Grandma Barbara and I kind of worked on this together, but I finally found the right fabric that I felt would totally work with my string pieced triangles. And so I'm ready to dive into this one because I was really not liking what my options were. And I feel like this has a good retro vintage feel to it. We actually decided to open it so you can see the fabrics. Taylor's going to show you the fabrics while I show you. This is what I want them for, my stringed pieced triangles. This is what I'm going to be doing with the fabrics. And isn't that perfect? I think it's going to look really good. With it being so close to Christmas, I thought we needed an inspirational section to show you some of my Christmas finishes from years past. The first one here is actually a free pattern from Kim Diehl. We are going to be able to link this in the drop-down box below if you would like to make this. Like I said, it's a totally free pattern. It's great. It just uses scrappy fabrics, so you can use whatever you have on hand. It doesn't have to be her fabrics, but it's a perfect one for Christmas. The next one is this Merry Christmas. I'm going to show you how it came in the packaging, and Taylor's going to show you the quilt here. It's called Gradient Holidays Poinsettia Christmas Panel in black by Moda. And these are digitally created prints, so the quality on this is beautiful. And I love panels because you can just get them knocked out in no time at all. They're really fast. The next couple came from Grandma Barbara. This is a gingerbread one that she had made, and we're going to be able to display. The next two are pillows from Grandma Barbara that she gave me. The designer on these are Lori Holt. I think they're fabulous. We got a pocket here to stuff the pillow in, and then this one has little buttons, red buttons. While Taylor's been showing all this off, I was like, your nails are so cute. So I thought she would have to show them off to you too. You might like seeing them. She got her friend to do her nails recently, and they were all painted by hand. Her friend just sat there and did it. And what, your friend's 15 too?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job. I was pretty impressed. So I liked Taylor's nails and thought you'd like to see them too. Okay. This last one is from Grandma Barbara, and it's a half finish. This is a laundry basket quilt pattern. We're going to link it in the drop-down box below. They did it in pieced backgrounds with blue gingerbread. Grandma Barbara did her own design on this, and now I just get to finish it and display it. Thanks again, Grandma Barbara. I did some Black Friday shopping. I was actually really good. I only went to the quilt store. I mean, that's the perfect place to go, right? And they happened to have 20% off all their fabric, including their clearance. And they had just moved to a new building. And you will not believe what I found, but Blackbird Designs fabric, 2 bolts in clearance for a complete steal. And I thought this is perfect because Taylor's gonna show you here the threads that bind quilt kit I have. And so both of these have enough fabric that I could use them as my backing. So I'm pretty excited to get my backing for only $6 a yard. How can you beat that? And it's really not that easy to find Blackbird Designs fabric. I'm crazy about patriotic. I love everything patriotic. So of course, when I went to the quilt store and saw this kit for a canvas tote bag panel, I had to buy it at the quilt store. This one came from JK Quilts. I love it. I cannot wait to make it. You're gonna be able to see what the bag looks like there. I think this is gonna be a fun one. So that had to come home with me too. Talking about JK Quilts, I had been there a while ago and showed you this Celtic Clover table topper. The pattern does not do the quilt justice. I think these are beautiful. So this is gonna actually be coming up. I don't know that you'll see any progress on our next quilt tube, but I do know I want to get this done before St. Patrick's Day. So it is going to be something I'm going to be thinking about, and hopefully you might see pretty soon. But I was like, oh, I should remind you guys this is on my to-do list. I, of course, have to tell you about the quilt behind us, which is very special. It originally came from Grandma Barbara, who shared it with me. It is a vintage yo-yo quilt that needed extensive repair work done on it. So I spent a couple years repairing it. It all has to be done by hand. And then when I was finished with it, my mother really wanted it. And it was so big, I was able to cut it down to make 2 twin-size quilts for her bunk beds. And so this was given to her last Christmas. And so I have to say, it is a wonderful piece that it came from Grandma Barbara and then went to my mother, and it's going to be really treasured. So this is behind us because my mother left it here for me to share with you. All right, I hope we've given you some great inspiration and you've enjoyed seeing what I have been up to, because wow, it's been a busy 6 weeks, but that's okay. I love it. And I'm sure I'm going to have fun for the next 6 weeks. So I can't wait to show you what I have next time. So Taylor.
We're now going to announce the winner of this book, Red and Green. Our winner is Jan Perez Sews.
Congratulations, Jan. Be sure to
reach out to us on Instagram. DM us. And just a reminder for our giveaway this video, the Simple What Nots #2.
By Kim Diehl. It will be coming to you from Amazon. We'll ship directly to your house. And if you would like to win, you need to
comment book. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we always appreciate reading your comments.
But make sure you put book in your comments if you want to win the Kim Diehl Simple What Nots too. Okay, Taylor's going to show us what she's been up to. Yes. She's been up to so much, actually, that
I have nothing to show.
Oh, she has
because I've been working really hard the last 6 weeks for my market. That was last week, so I sold everything and I don't really have anything else. But
it's a good problem to have.
My friend wants me to make her cute little crochet flower ducks for Christmas, so I made her one of these. So in the past week, I was able to at least do this. Because I like taking little breaks from crocheting after markets because like I've been doing a lot. So this is the one crochet project I have to show. But I have other things I can show that I was up to. So while I was at this market, a couple girls from across me at their booth, they were selling these cute little mermaid yarn princesses. And so I thought it'd be so fun to buy one. So I got Elsa because this is my childhood movie. I mean, I just loved everything Frozen. So
everything Frozen. When she says that, I could probably quote the whole movie, sing the whole movie.
And then for my birthday, I got some Lego flowers. So I decided to do something different with my time other than crocheting. So I made some cute Lego flowers, and I have another set, and I love these.
Costco for the win on that one. I thought they turned out really cute.
Yes.
I was impressed.
That's all I have to show for my stuff.
One last thing before we go, Becky from Willow and Hare Stitching posted another video on YouTube. So if you haven't checked her out, be sure to go over and look at her latest video. I find her work so unique. I love how she does piecing, applique, embroidery, and even some wool work. So be sure to head over to her channel if you're interested. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate all of our subscribers. It's really fun for Taylor and I to be able to do this as a mother-daughter team, and we always appreciate everyone who comments, likes, and subscribes, and we will look forward to seeing you in 6 weeks.
Bye.